Hello, everybody. So today's lesson 7.6, we're working on renaming fractions and mixed numbers. So they unlock the problem. Mr. Fox has 2 and 3/6 loaves of cornbread. Each loaf was cut into 1/6 size pieces. If he has 14 people over for dinner, is there enough bread for each person to have one piece? If 14 people, does he have enough for everybody to have one piece? All right, what is the size of one piece of the bread? Well, one size of bread is 1/6 of the whole. How much bread does he need? Well, he's going to need 14 size pieces, or 14 sixths. All right, so what is a mixed number? A mixed number is a number represented by a whole number and a fraction. And you can write a mixed number also as a fraction. So to find how many 1/6 size pieces are in 2 and 3/6, write 2 and 3/6 as a fraction. So the 2 is the whole number, and the 3/6 is the fraction. So to write 2 and 3/6, or a mixed number, as a fraction, we're going to combine those two parts. So let's model 2 and 3/6. So we have one whole and another whole, and we have 3/6 left over. So how much or how many sixths do we have in the two wholes? Well, every one whole will be 6/6. So 6/6 plus 6/6 plus 3/6, which would be 15/6. So he has 15 sixth size pieces in 2 and 3/6, and so he would have enough bread for each person to have one piece. So 302, number the example. So write a fraction greater than 1 as a mixed number. To weave a bracelet, Charlene needs 7 pieces of brown thread. Each piece of thread must be a third yard long. And how much thread should she buy to weave the bracelet? So we're going to write 7/3. How do we know this is 7/3? Because every piece of the brown thread is 1/3 piece. So we have 1/3 7 times. And if we have 7 pieces that are 1/3 long, we have 7/3. So now we can figure out how many holes are in this 7/3. And so in our example, every time we have 3/3, that's going to be one hole. So 3/3, 3/3, and 1/3 left over. So we have 1 plus 1 plus 1/3. Okay, so 3, 6, 7/3. We have two holes. 1 plus 1. So 7/3 is the same as saying 2 and 1/3. So she should buy 2 and 1/3 yards of thread. Write the unknown numbers. Write mixed numbers above the number line and fractions greater than 1 below the number line. So 1 and 1/6, 1 and 2/6, 1 and 3/6. So 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 1 and 4/6, 1 and 5/6, 2, 2 and 1/6. So just keep counting up. 2 and 2/6, 2 and 3/6, 2 and 4/6, 2 and 5 6, 3. And then in the bottom, these mixed numbers match the fractions on the bottom, which will be greater than 1. So 7 sixths, 9 sixths. So we're just counting 6 sixths, 7 sixths, 8 sixths, 9 sixths, 10 sixths, 11 sixths, 12 sixths, 13 sixths, 14 sixths, 15 sixths, 16 sixths. Page 303, number 2. Write the mixed number as a fraction. So we have 1 and 1/8. So if we model that, we have 1 whole and 1/8. Then we could take the 1 and each section would be 1/8. And then we have the 1/8 that's left over. So 1 whole equals 8/8. 8/8 plus 1/8 gives us 9/8. 1 and 3/5. So this time 1 would equal 5/5. So let's draw the 1. And then we have 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. 3/5 left over plus 1 whole. So how many fifths are in 1 whole? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 5/5 plus 3/5 gives us 8/5. 1 and 2/3. We have 1 whole plus 2 1/3. How many thirds are in 1 whole? 3. Okay. So in this case, I can say 1 is equal to 3/3. So 3/3 plus 2/3 is 5/3. And that's what my model shows me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, we need to write the fraction as a mixed number. So we have 11/4. So go ahead and make a list or a line of 11 1/4 pieces. All right, so I have 11 pieces there. And every group of 4 is a whole number. So that's 1 whole there. That's a whole there. And we have 3/4 left over. So 1 plus 1 plus 3/4. So 2 and 3/4. 6/5. I don't know why I drew 1 there. We have 6 1/5 pieces. Okay, so we have 6 1/5 pieces. 5 of them will equal a whole. So that's 1 plus 1/5. So 1 plus 1/5 is 1 and 1/5. 13/10. You have 13 1/10 size pieces. Okay, so we have 13 1/10. 10 of them will equal 1 whole. 10/10 is 1. So we have 1 plus the 3/10 left over. So we have 1 and 3/10. Number 8. Write the mixed number as a fraction. So every whole number in number 8 is worth 10/10. So 1 plus 1 would be 10/10 plus 10/10. So we have 10/10 plus 10/10 plus 7/10. So 1, 2, and 7/10. All I did was rename the whole numbers as 10/10. 10, 27 tenths. 3 and 2/3. This time we have 3 whole numbers. Each whole is 3/3. So 3/3 plus 3/3 plus 3/3 plus 2/3. 1, 2, 3 wholes and 2/3. So we have 3, 6, 9, 11 thirds. 4 and 2/5. So this time we have 4 ones. 4 wholes, I'm sorry. Every 1 whole is worth 5/5 pieces. So we're going to have 5/5 plus 5/5 plus 5/5 plus 5/5. So these all represent 1 whole plus the 2/5 left over. 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 fifths. Write the fraction as a mixed number. So we have 9 1/5 pieces. Okay, so we have 9 1/5 pieces. Every set of 5 1/5 is equal to 1 whole. So that's 1. And then I can't group these into a whole because there's only 4 of them. So it's going to be 1 plus 4/5 is 1 and 4/5. 11/10. So we have 11 1/10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10/10 is equal to 1. 1 plus the leftover 10, 1/10 is 1 and 1/10. And then 12 halves. 1 half. 7, 8. All right, so that's 12 1/2. Every group of 2 is 1. So we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So 6. 6 wholes. 13 sevenths equals how many, or 13 sevenths is equivalent to what mixed number? And so we have 13 1/7. Ten, 11. All right, 13. Every group of 7 sevenths is 1 whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's the 1 whole. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left over. So 1 and 6 sevenths is the same as 13 sevenths. 23 sixths. Well, okay. So we know that 6 sixths is equal to 1, right? Okay. So if I go 6, 12, 18, 24. 24 would be too many 6s, right? So I can't do that. So I can have 3 sets of 6 6s. 6 sixths, which would give me 3 whole. All right, so 6, 12, 18, 23, take away 18. So I have 18 right here. That leaves me 5 more 1/6. Okay, so I see the 5/6. So 1, 2, 3. 3 and 5/6 is the same as 23 sixths. Number 16, 11ths. So we have 57 1/11ths. I really don't want to write out 1/11th 57 times. I could. I'm not going to. But I know that 57 11ths means it's greater than 1 because the numerator is bigger. So basically what I need to do is figure out how many 11/11ths I have in 57, which means we're just basically counting by 11. So 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. Okay, so these are numerators. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sets of 11/11ths. Because every 11/11ths equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so this is 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. How much is left over? 57, take away 55. I have 2 11ths left. So 5 and 2 11ths. All right, page 304. Cal is making energy squares, and how many half cups of peanut butter are used in the recipe? So I see 1.5 cups of peanut butter. So if we draw a picture, this would be the 1, and then we have 1/2. Well, what's the 1 equal to as a fraction? Wouldn't that be 1/2 plus 1/2 plus the other 1/2? So we have 3 halves, or 3 1/2 cups are needed. Suppose Cal wants to make 2 times as many energy squares as the recipe makes. How many cups of bran cereal should he use? Write your answer as a mixed number and as a fraction greater than 1. So 2 times bran cereal. Bran cereal is 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 plus 3 1/4. Why am I adding 3 1/4? Because it says 2 times. So if I need 3 1/4 for just one, and I'm going to double it, I need another 3 1/4. So here we have 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. 1/4 plus 1/4, 2/4. So I added the whole numbers. 3 and 3 is 6. And then I added the fraction part. 1/4 plus 1/4 is 6 2/4. 6 2/4 or 6 1/2. Okay, so if we have 6 1/4, 6 whole numbers, that would be 4/4 6 times, right? So if we break up this whole number 6 as fractions, I would need 6 sets of these 4/4. Okay, so this would be 3 whole, 4 wholes, 5 wholes, and 6 wholes. So how many fourths do we have? We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 fourths, plus the 2/4 left over. So 26 fourths. 26 fourths can be divided by 2 because they're both even numbers. So it's not in simplest form. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 26 divided by 2 would be 13. 13 plus 13 is 26. If you weren't certain, remember we can go back and divide. How many 2's can you share with 2 groups? 1 in each group. I have 6 1's left to share with 2 groups. I can put 3 in each group, 13. 19. Cal added 2 3/8 cups of raisin. Write this mixed number as a fraction greater than 1 in simplest form. So 2 3/8 as a fraction greater than 1. Well, the whole numbers here would be 8/8, and we have to have 2 of them. Okay, because we have 2 wholes, so we have 2 sets of 8/8. So 3/8, 8/8, 8/8. 3/8 plus 8/8 plus 8/8. 8 and 3 is 11, plus 8 more is 19/8. 19 is a prime number, and it is not, and 8 is not a factor of 19. So 19/8. Then preparing brown rice, he needs 1.5 cups of brown rice and 2 cups of water. She only has an 1/8 cup measuring cup. How many 1/8 cups each of rice and water will Jen need to use to prepare the rice? Okay, so let's look at 1.5 first. Well, is there a way of changing the half into eighths? So I'm asking, is there a way of multiplying 1/2 by something to get eighths? 2 times 4. Okay, so 1.5 is the same as saying 1 4/8. So how many eighths are in one whole? 8/8 plus 4/8. So 12/8. So we need 12 eighth size cups of brown rice. So how many do I need for 2 cups of water? 2 would equal 8/8 plus 8/8. Why did I write 8/8? because that's all she has is an eighth size cup. How many eighths equals 1 whole? 8 eighths. So we have 2 sets of 8 eighths, which will give her 16 eighths. So 16 eighth size cups of water. All right, and the last one. Draw a line to show the mixed number and fraction that have the same value. So 1 2/5 is the same as saying 5/5 plus 2/5. All I did was rename the 1 as 5/5. So that would be 7/5. I don't see anything with 7/5. So it must not be that one. 2 3/8. So that would be 8 eighths plus 8 eighths plus 3 eighths. So 8 eighths plus 8 eighths equals the 2, and then plus the 3 extras. So 8, 16, 19 eighths. I don't see 19 eighths. 4 1/3. So that's 3/3 4 times, plus the 1/3 left over. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 thirds. Okay, that matches that one. And the last one, 1 2/3 is the same as saying 3/3 plus 2/3. 3/3 was equal to 1, and the 2/3 that were left over, so 5/3. And I don't see a 5/3, so it's just those two in common. All right, so that ends lesson 7.6. Tomorrow we'll work on adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So until tomorrow, may the numbers always be in your favor.